Terry, can you talk about going into the flu season, how this will change the way we eat, and maybe some things that we got away with over the summer that maybe in the fall we shouldn't be focusing on?
So, really important about the flu season is in the past, we tend to go to elderberry as a viral modulator for flu, the influenza. Here in the pandemic environment, buyer beware, because elderberry is going to increase interleukin 6, which is an inflammatory cytokine. So please, 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 first and foremost, do not take elderberry as your course of action for protecting against the flu. Okay. So as the seasons change, first of all, here in the mid-Atlantic, we're going into mold season. As the leaves fall, those leaves are carrying mold in them. So we have to change the way we eat by, even if you were able to tolerate mushrooms. So the moldy foods that we talk about, like mushrooms and peas and pea protein, peanuts, of course, many nuts that contain mycotoxins, and then those oxalate-rich foods, which then build mold, have to be either limited or off the table altogether. We also have to look at, in the fall, and as we're moving into closed quarters, that we keep our mucous membranes optimally satisfied from an immunological perspective. And how do we do that? Well, I love your accelerated scalar silver. I am telling you, I was just in Aspen this weekend. I was spraying it on, I was at a rugby game with all these guys who like to beat themselves up, and I was spraying it on all their injuries, but I carry it with me. And why? Especially when I travel, because the mucous membranes are exposed. So I put it in my ears, I put it in my nose. Actually, silver, colloidal silver, has been known to be really, really phenomenal for the eyes, which is another mucous membrane. I actually had a client, I was able to resolve a bacterial sty by silver alone.
Yeah.
So silver everywhere, folks, and especially in your throat. And then I take it prophylactically, or especially when I travel. So that's another very, very important solution. How do we eat differently to manage flu symptoms? We have to look to foods that are going to be really good for breaking down proteins. So what foods are those? Papaya, papin. It has digestive enzymes for breaking down protein. Pineapple, if you don't have a mold issue or a sugar issue, is really fantastic because it has bromelain. Bromelain is another enzyme to break down protein. We look to sea salt, your salt that you were talking about, really important as an emulsifier. Why? Because these pathogens hide in this biofilm, which is fat based. So we need emulsifiers like sea salt and bile salts and betaine, if you don't have an oxalate issues, that will help with bile synthesis to break down fat. So all of those are highly important. Vitamin C is really important as an adrenal stabilizer. There have been many clinical studies on vitamin C. It's on its viral modulating properties. We know that serrapeptase, as a proteolytic enzyme, there's been some clinical literature around its ability to break down biofilm, and it has some clinical literature in the world of how it might be strong against some spike proteins. So those elements, silver, salt, S, so I, the, you know, this S cubed, silver, salt, serrapeptase, and then those foods that are rich in those enzymes, and really collapsing and minimizing those foods that are high in mold and mycotoxin, which will lower immune system response. And again, really don't do elderberry. Stay away from elderberry, folks. It's in the literature, and I think we did we actually put an Instagram post on it, and I shared the clinical literature in the post on don't do that, not now.